pick, this franchise brings in a generational goal scorer.
Happy to announce a $17 million contract.
Former first overall pick signs for big money today.
They don't have the assets to make a trade. They don't have the cap to make a signing.
Get better over time.
Same team, same result year after year. They need to make a change.
So just like Peter Brand said, there is an epidemic failure in the game of hockey right now to really understand what is going on. Teams don't understand what really drives wins, so they misjudge their players and then they misallocate their salary.
Go on.
Your goal shouldn't be to buy players. Your goal should be to buy points. And in order to buy points, you need to buy wins. And in order to buy wins, you need to score goals and defend goals at the exact same time. Unlike baseball, in hockey, each player is responsible for attacking and defending at the same time. So when I see a superstar who only plays the power play, only gets offensive zone starts, never takes part in defending late leads, what I see is an imperfect understanding of where wins come from. This first graph shows every NHL team on the bottom and their total points on the y-axis for the 2024-2025 season. Each bar is then shaded by their total salary expenditure for that season. And yes, at a glance, more spending usually means more points, but it's not always that clean. Calgary sits right in the middle of the standings, spending just $170 million. Meanwhile, the Islanders spent $90 million and only finished with 82 points, missing the playoffs. So money matters, but it's clearly not the whole story. This next chart shows goals for, shaded by salary. Columbus, Buffalo, Seattle, all scoring above league average, but spending well below it. Meanwhile, teams like the Islanders, the Wild, spend close to $90 million for very average offensive outputs. So goals for help, but they don't explain winning. Now look at this. Goals against. This relationship is completely different. Teams that spend more allow far fewer goals. Teams that spend less get scored on a lot. Winnipeg allows just 190 goals and finishes near the top. San Jose allows 300 goals in the whole season and finishes at the bottom. This is a much stronger signal, but it's not always how we draft. Now we combine the two. Goal differential. Goals for minus goals against. This is where it clicks. As goal differential rises, spending rises almost perfectly with it. The Islanders, minus 35 total goal differential, still spending $90 million. A young team like Montreal, minus 18 goal differential, spending over $90 million. This tells us exactly what teams are paying for, whether it works or not. Now let's test it statistically. Salary versus points. Yes, it's significant, and in this data set, the R-squared is only 0.46. That means salary explains less than half of teams' success. Now, if we look at points versus goals for, this is also significant, but again, only about 54% explanatory power in our data set. Scoring helps, it's just not dominant. Now, this is different. Points versus goals against. The R-squared value jumps to 0.84. Teams that give up fewer goals win consistently, a lot more consistently than goals for. And finally, goal differential. This is the strongest relationship in the entire data set. Our R-squared value sits at 0.88. That means goal differential explains nearly 90% of team points. This is the number that matters. So here's the problem. We draft, we pay, we market based on goals scored, but the data is screaming something completely different. Winning comes from scoring and defending at the same time from each player. This is the code I wrote. It's about getting things down to one number, using data that everyone else overlooks. We isolate 5-on-5 play only, no power play padding, no penalty kill distortion, so we calculate goals for while a player is on the ice, minus goals against while he's on the ice, normalize that per 60 minutes, and then divide it by their salary to bring this down to one number, a goal differential per dollar. It tells us who actually drives wins and who's just expensive. Hockey is full of underutilized players, not because they're bad, but because they don't fit that team's story. They don't get power play time, they don't score empty net goals, they don't look like stars, but they still tilt the ice. Billy, this is Vasily Podkolzin. At 5-on-5 in 2024 and 25, he produced elite goal differential per 60 minutes. He should cost $4 to $5 million. We can get him for just $1 million. And Billy, this is Jordan Spence, a defenseman. When he's on the ice, his team scores a lot more than it gives up. Normalized for minutes, his goal differential ranks at the top among defensemen. This player should cost $5 million. We can get him for $1.5 million.